Okay guys, so whether you are an MD or a DO student applying to a competitive specialty such as dermatology, the single most important board exam that you can take and get a score on is Step 2. And again, whether you're MD, DO, IMG, the Step 2 CK score is going to be kind of apples to apples for all different applicant types, and that score will be used by PDs to assess if they want to give you an interview, potentially be used in ranking you as well. So Step 2 CK is kind of the gold standard test that you want to do well on. And with this being said, what can I focus on, or what can you guys focus on as med students to optimize your chances of doing well on Step 2 CK? So looked at some literature here, and various factors have been correlated with a higher Step 2 CK score. These include GPA, and clinical GPA is prioritized more than a preclinical GPA, number of practice exams and practice tests, shelf exam performance, and then also performance on Step 1. So looking at this data leads me to want to make several more points. And common question I get from first and second year medical students is, what can I do to be the most competitive applicant possible for the future for competitive specialty? And based on this data, right, we talked about GPA being one of the predictors of Step 2 score. So my answer to that question would be, as a first or second year medical student, focusing on your clinical or your coursework, preclinical and clinical, will really set you up and give you a strong foundation for these board exams. So that's my first point. Secondly, these studies have found that your Step 1 performance, back when Step 1 was scored, does correlate to the performance on Step 2. So with this, even though Step 1 and Level 1 are now pass-fail, you should be preparing for these exams as though they were still scored, again, so that you can give yourself the strongest foundation and still perform well on Step and Level 1, right, to give yourself the best chance and optimize for Step and Level 2. And then my third point here, shelf exam performance was positively correlated with a higher Step 2 score, and then also number of practice questions and practice tests was positively correlated as well. So my point with this is, in order to do well in shelf exams, right, you should be doing practice questions throughout your third year of medical school, and in doing this, right, you'll get more reps, so that when you go into dedicated, you can continue doing practice questions and accumulate a ton of practice questions, because that will be key for doing well on Step 2. So if you need help figuring out how to use your QBanks, which QBanks you should be using, when you should be taking practice exams, how many questions you need to be doing, how to review your practice exams, anything like this, let me know, and I'm more than happy to help you. Best of luck.